On the news tonight, Islamic scholars enjoin Muslims to sustain the teachings of Ramadan as Muslims world over celebrate Eid Fitr. Methodist prelate calls for peaceful coexistence. Good evening and Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim faithfuls out there. This is NTA Jabode News at 7, coming to you from your heritage station. I am Olawumi Adeneji, and thanks for joining us. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to remain patriotic citizens and continue to have faith in his government in his bid to lead the country to greatness. This was the message of the president as he attended Eid Fitr prayers at the Dodam Barracks, Lagos. State House correspondent Musbah Udan Wahab reports.
40 days of religious obligations and supplications in the month of Ramadan end with Eid prayers. President Bola Tinubu, who severally implored Nigerians to protect the dignity of the country, would continue here. But coming first was the two-standing prayer led by the Chief Imam of Lagos State, Sheikh Suleiman Oluwatoyin Abunala. The sermon of the Chief Imam coincidentally reflected the position of the president as he urged Nigerians to shun all acts of violence, ensure peaceful coexistence, and continue to have faith in the country. He challenged those in leadership positions to remain faithful to their oath of office and work towards alleviating the plight of the less privileged. Familiar faces and other faithful had the privilege of presidential handshake. And the president wants Muslims, and indeed all Nigerians, to maintain spirits of patriotism and be ready to play their role in the Project Nigeria.
The kind of resilience, sacrifice, endurance that we have, we should preserve that for the country. Be kind and be cheerful giver. Love our country better than any other country. That's the only one that we have. And we must continue to protect the integrity of our government and leadership.
And from the stable of renewed hope, our assurance is that this agenda will not fail Nigerians.
Renewed hope is alive, well and fine, and Nigerians will continue to be very hopeful. Without hope, there's no salvation. Without hope, there's no development. Without hope, there's no life.
Earlier were prayers for God's guidance, wisdom and protection for the president, Lagos State, as well as peace and stability of the country. In Lagos, Musbah Udan Wahab News.
The Federal Executive Council, FEC, felicitates the Muslim faithful on the successful completion of the 2024 Ramadan fast. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, CON, on behalf of FEC, urged the Muslim faithful to continue to reflect on the lessons of the fast, which include love, sacrifice, endurance, and obedience. Senator George Akume urged Nigerians to be optimistic in their support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and to continue to promote national unity, peaceful coexistence for stability and the development of the nation. Still on Eid Fitr celebration, as Muslims join their counterparts world over to commemorate 2024 Eid Fitr, faithfuls have been charged to renew their hope for a secured nation and a prosperous future for all under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu. This formed part of the sermons delivered by Islamic clerics in different Eid praying grounds in Ijebode to mark the end of the 30-day Ramadan fast. Anthony Gandonu has the report.
Various Eid praying grounds for the Eid prayer, which commemorates the end of the 30 days Ramadan at the Ansarudeen Society of Nigeria Ijebode capital, The chief imam Mustafa Hussein Oredipe in his sermon said contribution of every citizen to the development of the nation is very vital. In his goodwill message delivered by Ijebu-Ode branch chairman, the national president Ansarudeen Society of Nigeria, Alade Sani, congratulated Muslim faithful for witnessing this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration with a charge on them to allow the lessons of the month reflect in their daily actions even after Ramadan.
The second one is on the economic situation of the country. He appealed to the government to find ways of resolving the hardship meted on the citizen, so that at the end, people will appreciate what he's doing.
In the same development, Muslim Ummah worshipping at Erinlum Central Mosque praying ground were also not left out in the celebration as they gathered to appreciate Allah for successful completion of the Ramadan fast as well as Eid al-Fitr celebration. In his admonition, the Chief Imam Abdul Rashid Abdul Salam reminded faithful of the significance of the period. The Chief Imam also encouraged on peaceful coexistence in the nation. At the Central Mosque in Moson Muslim community, the Chief Imam Alhaji Ajijola Hamzat teaches the congregation on devoting oneself to Allah's work and his teachings after the month of Ramadan, adding that through this we can all live a peaceful and meaningful life. Appreciating Allah for witnessing this year's celebration, some worshippers charged all Nigerians on the necessity to pray for leaders.
One has learned how to be able to have self-discipline, and apart from that, one has learned how to manage resources.
After this Ramadan, all what we have been doing in this period of Ramadan, we should continue doing it.
The country is improving every day. I mean, God continue to assist him.
To emulate what the Islam had taught us, and be using it after Islam, after the Ramadan as well, so that the whole world will be a better place for us to live.
High point of the celebration was the observance of the 2 rakat prayers and other prayers for the progress of the nation and global peace.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the chief imam of Egbaland, Sheikh Sahada Bangbola, has encouraged Muslim faithful to imbibe the spirit of generosity and abstinence from what Almighty Allah abhors, which are the key lessons of the just concluded holy month of Ramadan. The cleric gave the admonition while leading the faithful to observe the mandatory 2 rakat prayers, signaling the end of the 30-day fasting. Yemdalimon reports.
Bangbola led the Muslim faithful to observe the 2 rakat prayers. The chief imam, who congratulated the faithful on the successful completion of the 30 days fasting, urged them to continue in the lessons of generosity, faithfulness, and abstinence from what is evil as they did during the holy month. He charged them to continue to pray for the state and Nigeria, noting that with prayers, the fortunes of the country would be turned around for good. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun represented expressed optimism that with prayers and support of the citizens, the current situation in the country will soon change for the better.
Let us continue to exercise patience, and I believe you can realize for the fact that we continue to talk about dollar, and you will realize that within the last 2 weeks or thereabout, Naira is now stabilizing. The Naira has continued to appreciate.
I enjoin them to make sure that salat and other values that, as I said, with Islam continues after Ramadan.
The Ogun State government distributed food palliatives to the worshippers in the mood of the season. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalimo, NTA News.
Still in the spirit of the celebration, Muslim faithful in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, joined their counterparts across the nation to observe the special 2 rakat prayers to mark the end of Ramadan fast and the commencement of the month of Shawwal. On the Islamic calendar, Chief Imam of Ibadan land, Sheikh Abdulganiyu Agbotomokekere, led adherents in the Eid prayer at Agodi, Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Wasiu Rahuf completes the report.
Leading the Eid al-Fitr prayers, Sheikh Abdulganiyu Agbotomokekere encouraged adherents to continue with the virtues of Ramadan and distance themselves from any act capable of causing disharmony in the society. Oyo State Deputy Governor, who led top government functionaries to observe Eid prayers, urged Muslims to remain committed to the tenets and principles of Islam.
I congratulate all the Muslim Ummah in Oyo State.
After the prayers, Deputy Governor and his entourage paid Salah homage to Governor Seyi Makinde. The governor used the occasion to felicitate the Muslim Ummah and people of the state.
One of the lessons of Ramadan is discipline, because for that 30 days we discipline our body, even though our body may be seeking for nutrient for food, but we say no, we have to discipline the body. So it's a lesson that we have to imbibe in our daily life.
He also asked the citizenry to take from the lessons of Ramadan in a way that will strengthen the existing peace and unity in the state.
In the same vein, Muslim faithful in Ogbomoso, Oyo State converged on the Ogbomoso Central Eid Ground, Onikpanu, to observe the obligatory 2 rakat prayers to terminate the 30-day Ramadan fast with a call on Nigerians to embrace the spirit of generosity, forgiveness, and faithfulness which Ramadan teaches. Abiodun Babalola has more.
Clad in different attire, Muslims in Ogbomoso, in a joyous mood for completing the 30-day Ramadan fast, thronged the Central Eid Ground, Onikpanu, for the 2 rakah prayers. The Grand Chief Imam of Ogbomoso land, Sheikh Taliat Ailara, led the prayer.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu liman hamidah.
In his message, Imam Hailara congratulated Muslims the world over for witnessing this year's Eid al-Fitr and advised them to continue with the spirit of generosity, love, gratitude, and forgiveness, among other virtues, which they upheld during the Ramadan. He explained that forgiving gives them a chance of renewing their faith with Allah. Other worshippers also called on Muslims to see Eid as a time of forgiveness and spreading love to everyone.
For the Muslim all over the world to have spirit of forgiveness. For Muslim all over the world to have spirit of brotherhood. For the Muslim all over the world to be perseverance, to be patient in any situation they find themselves, and to believe in Almighty Allah that is the one who can do anything.
Our hope is that people will please take a cue from that month of sacrifice and sacrifice for the nation, for the community, for their fellow man. So we cannot be better off at the end of the day. Religion is about teaching us to cohabitate, to coexist in peace, in love.
In a similar prayer held at the ancient Eid ground, opposite Lautech Teaching Hospital, Ogbomoso, Imam Habib Tijani Hailara stressed the need for Muslims to be faithful to one another and let the fear of Allah guide their engagements.
Let us all maintain peace and order. So Almighty Allah will accept all our prayer, inshallah.
From Ogbomoso, Abiodun Babalola, NTA News.
And in the meantime, Islamic scholars urge Muslims to sustain the teachings of the just concluded holy month of Ramadan, so as to ensure that the Quran is a guide. The scholars, Oluseyi Adiagbo reports that the scholars who were guests on NTA Good Morning Nigeria also want Nigeria to rededicate to nation building during a discussion which focuses on 2024 Eid Fitr. You are still watching NTA Jabode News at 7. There will be more reports after this time out. Don't you go away.
Come on. Come and help me. You can sell enough to be able to break our fast this evening.
Ramon, have this. This is what you have to do. You understand? It's what you have.
Nazara.
Ramadan, watan ladane. Nasoda kauna ne marabauta da shi.
Ramon, me haka. Gasina ni gitela la check up Ramon.
Oh, don't worry. Things don't matter. It can be wiped off with just one wash.
Okay. Thank you.
Zara.
Ramadan.
You're welcome back. Away from Eid Fitri celebration. Despite our differences in tribe and tongue, living together of Nigerians in peace, unity, and progress is the key to our shared prosperity. Omeka Amarashuku reports that the prelate, Methodist Church Nigeria, His Eminence Oliver Haba, gave the admonition during his apostolic visit to the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission in Abuja.
That is a warm reception by the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, Bishop Stephen Adebite, given to the prelate during his visit. The Methodist leader is on advocacy to solidify relations between churches in Nigeria and the wider society.
Use this opportunity to ask some Nigerians that all of us must join hands together and build this great nation, Nigeria.
God will continue to bless him, bless his apostolic tour of Abuja Archdiocese, and bless all of us and bless Nigeria, even at this time as the Muslim community even prepare for Salah.
Prayers were offered for peace and national coexistence among Nigerians in Abuja. Umenka Rajuku, NTA News.
And that concludes our package for this evening. Do have a safe holiday and good night.